So I decided to pick up an issue about feminism that you most likely haven't heard of. And it's about the feminist party in Finland. And there are these two feminist women who have started this party. And they don't have a party yet. They first have to collect 5,000 supporter cards and deliver them to the government. And then they can call themselves a party. But for now they are a society. And these two women are Marian Abdul Karim and Katju Aro. And this Marian Abdul Karim is a woman of Somali descent. And she's one of those SJWs who believe feminism and Islam are compatible with each other. So she's a Muslim. And obviously she's one of those people who believe that she can make up her own Islam, just like Malala. Like that they create their own interpretation about Islam that says Islam is in concord with feminism. Muhammad was the first feminist, and there's nothing oppressive or misogynist about Islam. And they believe that all those Muslims in the last 1,400 years have been wrong about Islam, and they have it right. So they're in this sort of denial. And this Abdul Karim, I assume she wants to be like the Ayaan Hirsi Ali of Finland. But naturally she can't be that as long as she doesn't have the intellectual honesty and the moral integrity Ayaan Hirsi Ali has. And this other woman is much more interesting, this Katju Aro. And she's a feminist, and she's sort of a rare type because she's mostly honest. Like honest about those things feminists usually lie about. Like when you ask a feminist, oh, but feminism is only about women's rights. How can you say you are for equality when you only are interested about women's matters? And they say, oh, we are interested in men's matters, but they can't name a single one MRA issue that would be important to men. So it's all a lie. And like when they lie about wanting to have discussion with anti-feminists and all that. But this Katju Aro, she's honest. And she's honestly a cunt. So when she was asked in an interview how she feels about the discussion between feminists and anti-feminists, here's what she had to say. I'm not interested in discussion with anti-feminists. I'd rather spend my time discussing with people who are interested in the Women's Rights Union and feminism. I will not discuss with misanthropic people at all because they have excluded themselves from the democratic discussion. So she says it outright. She won't talk to people who disagree with her. She will only preach to people who are already interested and accepting of her message. And that she has rewritten what democracy means and believes that there are opinions you can have that exclude you from democratic discussion, when of course democratic discussion really means that everybody gets to have a say. And about men's rights, she said this. Sometimes I hear people say in a horrified tone that the union, meaning the Women's Rights Union she is the chairman of, only fights for women's rights. That's exactly what we do. We work primarily to better the position of different women of different backgrounds. That doesn't mean our feminism wouldn't include dismantling the narrow gender roles for men. That just isn't at the center of our activism, at least now. Sure, if some feminist men's group would start a petition to remove men's mandatory military service, we'd support it, but we most likely wouldn't start such a campaign because the basis of our actions is primarily to improve women's situation. So she is very clear about that. And her union is also a sexist organization. They only accept women as members. So I don't think that's too good of a starting ground for fighting sexism. And on their website, I found the goals of the feminist party. And they're in Finnish, so I had to translate them. But I tried to be as precise as possible so they wouldn't